Good evening and good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Upfront Mind, Body, Soul podcast, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond. And listen, tonight, remember last week, we said that I'm going to introduce you to the presenters because, listen, the Anchored in Her Power retreat is coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'm excited. I don't know what to say, Charlene. I don't know what to say.
Well, I'm just saying thank you for inviting me today. This is going to be an exciting conversation.
Rashonda was here last week, and we talked about her portion of what she's going to be doing. She's actually going to be doing a healing through art exercise as a presenter. But Charlene, I want to say thank you for saying yes, because thank you for saying yes again for this year. I'm looking forward to it. And, just to start off with the question from the theme, what does Anchored in Her Power means to you?
Okay, so when I think of anchor, to me, anchor in her power means that a woman who is rooted into who God created her to be. She understands her worth, her voice, and her purpose. Even when storms come, she remains steady because her identity is not defined by her circumstances, but by the faith, wisdom, and her inner strength.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And it means so much because one of the things that this is why I do this retreat, because I think like this is like the ending of the first quarter of the year. And I think we all need that reset. Because one of the things is empowered. We're talking about being empowered. We're talking about being steadfast and moving into what all you've gained and what you're going to learn at this retreat. I'm excited. I'm ready for it because God knows I need it.
You ain't the only one. I need a break too.
I need it. I really do need it. And to those who are viewing tonight, I will also say just be ready because soon as this one is rolling out, I'll be rolling out something for the fall. And we're planning to do Sedona in the fall. I know it's a crazy world out here, but we're planning to do Sedona to get away, go to those vortexes and get to the points and the magnetic fields and all that type of stuff. So, Charlene, as your profession as a nurse, how does your work support women in becoming grounded, empowered, and unstoppable?
Okay. My work is centered on creating spaces where women can discover their voices, their value, and their vision. Through mentorship, leadership, storytelling, and community service, I engage with women to move beyond surviving and step fully into their purpose. I believe when women are supported spiritually, emotionally, and professionally, they become unstoppable forces to change in their families and communities and the world, and especially being in your community.
Yes, yes. And you said something so profound because I want you to share with the audience because I'm gonna tell you something. We might see the negative of Baltimore all the time, but
Mhm.
I do know that you're doing some positive works in Baltimore City. And then also, would you share about your foundation because that's what you're talking about? Can you share a little bit about how you came up with your foundation?
Okay, so my foundation is called Elizabeth Dorothy Fullard. It's about fire safety. It is to teach young kids and elderly about fire safety and not just to corner them to think of fire safety only in the winter. Fire safety is 365 days, 24 hours a year. In a clock hour in a day, because fire safety is so important. Most kids get their first taste of fire safety because they do fire drills at school, but a fire drill at school and a fire at home is a total different situation. One is pre-planned and it happened accordingly. The other one, it's no time limit or when it's going to happen. It just springs up. So, my foundation is starting to educate younger people about fire safety. And I just got into this realm about teaching elderly people because, as we know, their skin becomes thin and they be touching pots and moving stuff. And they really need something to protect their hands. We think it's so fine to go out and buy these big old hand mitts. They can barely navigate their hands. So now they have fire retardant gloves that they can wear that fits just like a glove, and they can pick up pots and things easily. So that's a part of what my organization did.
See, and that's why we bring people like her along on these retreats, to help us, because I'm going to say, maybe was it like 5-6 years ago we did a retreat at Deep Creek.
Yeah.
Charlene talked about stress. Oh my God. She bought everybody a fountain and she gave out a whole demonstration. So can you give a little inkling, not all of it, but just a little inkling, or what your intention is in your workshop for this year?
Okay, so my intentions for this workshop, as everyone know, I'm a nurse. I've listened to many hearts. The name of this is called Heart Check. Deep waters, what really is beneath the surface? When I say the surface, I'm talking about within you and your heart. As women, we are considered the wife, the mother, the nurse, the lawyer, the doctor, and it just goes on and on and on. But for this retreat, it's going to be that we check on ourselves instead of everyone else. Water can look calm on the surface and still fighting current underneath. So that's where we're going to get. We're going to get underneath, under that turbulence, to figure out how we can balance this, and make this phenomenal. As a woman, we're taught, as I said, to take care of everyone. We check on our children, we check on our patients, we check on our partners, we check on our teams. But at this conference, everybody going to be doing a heart check on themselves. Not a physical heart check, but an emotional one. The one that carries silent grief, silent strength, solid exhaustion. And before we can move forward and anchor in our power, that word anchor, we must first examine what the flow is within us.
Woo! I might have to call you after this session. I'm ready. Just give it to me right now.
See, we got to go through all those waters. We have to go through the stagnant water. We have to go through the turbulent water. We also got to go through that pollutant water. And then we got to go through the living water. The living water is what's going to anchor us.
Wow. Well, maybe you'll catch on to the next one, but we are ready to designate and resonate with this one. So Charlene, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back.
Thank you.
I love it.
I know this nurse ain't get her little self.
Welcome to March. It's time to rise and realign with your purpose. Let's embrace the new energy. Hey, beautiful soul, it's Dr. M. Take a deep breath in and let it out slow. Alignment is when your spirit, your decisions, and your actions are saying the same thing. It's when your yes is clean, your no confident. Walking in purpose isn't a vibe, it's a decision you make daily. So today, I want you to ask yourself, Where am I forcing what I should be flowing?
Oh, welcome back to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bowden Hammond, and I'm here with Dr. Charlene Ouamana, here with us tonight, talking about just anchored in her power. You know, when I looked at this and I envisioned this for this theme for this year, because for the past year, it's like seize the moment we did. Last year was a see she's in there, but it's this year this is what we're doing. Grounded, empowered, and unstoppable. And the hashtag is AIHP. AIHP, anchored in her power. So that's where we're at this year, and I'm excited about it. So Charlene, I'm going to ask you this question. Why is it important for women to gather in intentional spaces such as this?
When women gather in intentional spaces, it leaves a feeling of renewed confidence, deep connection to her purpose. And I want them to walk away knowing that they actually spent a worthy weekend together with some authentic women who's going to be a mentor and a support system to help them to step into their next season in their lives.
Wow. Yeah, you said something you compared to the same thing that Rashonda said last week, because this is like a stepping stone for you to have another support added to, it might be someone that you know. And what I like about it, see, a lot of people don't know that I do assessments before you gather into this room, because again, people got to take in consideration that we all don't vibe the same, but you still have to be conducive to be with someone that you might not know. You may have to be conducive to a change of attitudes, but that's why I do that assessment, because here's the 2 questions I ask, and I went over these again last week. So this is how you get into the entry. 1, are you able to share space with people that you may not know? Yes or no? The other question is, are you comfortable about being around people that you don't know? That's another one.
Right.
And the other one is, even if you're an extrovert or introvert, because here's the thing. If you are either on the limb of it, I don't per se, but I don't want you to be the loner, because we're here for sisterhood, so something has to click, something has to matter. And that's what it takes. That's how I do the assessment to weed out, because like I had shared last week, when I did one retreat maybe a few years back, the person was like, if I go off to myself, I'm not letting this offend anybody. She told us jumped up front, because you know what could happen? She all acting all funny, like she don't want to be around anybody.
Right.
So if there's something in the room that's not going to be acting correctly, please don't hold it, because we nip it in the bud, because again, this is a safe space that we want, and we don't want nobody's feelings to be hurt or anything like that. So that's why I do these assessments first. And again, you're in an intimate setting. This is a house. This is not a hotel. This is a house. So again, it's just like a home away from home. Yeah. So, those are all the things that we did. We have some great things that's going to be happening throughout that whole weekend. I mean, we have a paint night. We have a chef that's coming in with mocktails. We're going to a Guyanese restaurant that is vegan and military owned, Black owned by a female in there. Something that Tabitha Brown just visited. So it's called Desmond's. So shout out. We already gave her a call about it, that we'll be there. But it's the experience of having our goals set, Yeah, it's a whole bunch of things coming up. So it's gonna be a power pack weekend.
Absolutely.
Power pack weekend. And if you notice, Charlene, I put in there a rest period because if you don't feel and you it's not mandatory that you do everything. If you
Right.
rest, because look, last year I went to sleep, took me a nice rest on that water.
Woo!
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. That breeze come off that water. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So even in this, that moves into the next question. Even at being at this retreat and then afterwards, as we continue to stay connected to their power, the retreat, how will you help that?
Okay, staying connected is like the power by continuing to practice to be grounded. You know, when you have prayers, reflection, you can do journaling, you can find supportive communities to be a part of, but setting clear intentions. Clear intentions are so important when you're trying to stay connected. And staying connected with you and a group of women that you bring together. I meet a new friend every time I come to the retreat. I mean, not even knowing that new friend only lived like 2 miles down the street from me, but I usually meet a good friend because staying connected with other women from the retreat also hold each of us accountable for keeping in touch with each other, accountable for just making sure she's okay. And that's what makes it so important about the intimate connections that we make at your retreat. It's not like we just come to your retreat and we forget all about what happened. No. When we come to your retreat, it's like we be wanting to be fed more, fed more, fed more. And I'm not just talking about, eating. I'm talking about that bond that we make over that weekend. When Sunday come, we don't want to go home. We want to stay a little while longer. That last day really weighs on you.
Yeah, yeah. And what's important too is the closing. The
Mm-hmm.
closing thing. I had something. I actually this year I'm doing an opening this year. So
Okay.
we're doing an opening this
Yeah,
year.
because that's really sad when it's time to go home and then we hugging each other, we're crying, and ugh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So here's the question I want to ask. The next question is, what are you most excited about for this March the 26th through the
Mm.
29th?
I'm most excited about witnessing the transformation, not only in me, but the transformation that each and every one of the young ladies that are attending are going to be able to share. If not to share at your event, to take it home and share it with their loved ones. And, it's just something about the power that happens when women come together with open hearts and a desire to grow. I look forward to the connections, the breakthroughs, renewing the sense of purpose, just emerging into a brighter day. You know, it's nothing like fellowshipping with some authentic people.
That's it.
Not to mention, this is our month. So, hey, we're going to end this month with a bang. It's called Michelle's Retreat.
So here we're gonna take a look. Gonna show you everybody where we're not gonna give you the location.
No locations.
No location because hey.
Just
And
just a little bit of what they make miss.
I'm gonna let them see. And what I do want to share is I had told this to Rashonda.
Mm-hmm.
I had originally picked one out of the house, but the one that we had last year, but just something said switch. So when I went to go switch, when I looked, I said, this is where I needed to be. Because in this house, and I'm going to show it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Breathe in peace, let it flow. This your moment. Glow.
So
Sneak peek.
so that's what I was like, oh my gosh, there's an anchor right in the living room already there. What more can it be? So
Yes.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for some of the sponsors. I'm actually going to do some more share those sponsors who have helped. And one of the things is I have one of the things I'm looking to, because always think about somebody in a domestic violence thing. I've been doing that for so many years.
Yeah.
So one lady's going to be sponsored to come from a different sponsors that's working on that through the vaccines. So yeah, this is a probable cause to bring people together. And again, it's no better way than to be anchored in her power, to be anchored, holding on to it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very important.
Absolutely.
So, Charlene, you want to share a little bit about you said about your workshop. It's
Mm-hmm.
about mending down and getting to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the other question. What does a safe space mean to you?
Hmm. What does a safe space mean? A safe space a safe space mean to me? It is important, to be seen, heard, and supportive without judgment. When you don't have judgment, you come pure. When women gather with a purpose, healing happens. Ideas are birthed, and strengths are multiplied. Community reminds us that when we're not alone in our journey, we need to share those vulnerable moments because we don't know who we may help that weekend. That's the thing. We don't know who we may help that weekend. Just by our mere presence may just bring a tear or two from somebody, and we not understand until they tell us where that tear came from.
I know that's right. So we have one of our sponsors who just joined in, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She is on here and she's saying, hello, Queens. Hello to you. And if you're not doing anything tomorrow, you need to check on our pages, go to Dr. Jennifer pages, check my page. I have shared there's some leadership things that's going on for the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow it starts. So I will say there's a lot of empowerment here. There's a lot of women and a lot of circles of people that I entwine with because we all in the same mindset and wanting to
Right.
help others to grow, whether it's in mind, whether it's in your body and your soul. So,
Yeah.
that's how we do, especially with the effective leadership. So this is one of our sponsors. Thank you again, Dr. Jennifer, for all you do. You always come through for a sister. We love you. We love you.
We love you.
We love you. So, Charlene, it's almost time for us to go. But you know what I would like to say? I did this with Rashonda last week.
Mm-hmm.
There is a plug, a fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do the fill in the blank, I just want to go over like some of the activities that we're going to be doing. Again, we're having a paint and sip one night. Sherry Stein will be opening us up in the morning on Friday morning with talking about aromatherapy and color therapy and also with yoga. And we do have poolside. So we do have poolside, weather permitting. There will be later on to that day is you with your workshop. Then we'll go to Desmond's for lunch. Then we come back, there's a rest break. And then on Friday, there is a pajama with our mocktail chef that's coming in with her specialties. And there's something special that I have for you guys that night as well.
Wow, we love specials.
Got some special things going on. So then we roll on the back. And then before we go to bed, Rashonda's going to come with us doing a healing craft. So healing is in my craft workshop that night before we go to bed. So then we get up on Saturday, there's breakfast, daily. Saturday morning, we will start off with Dr. Karen with knowing your wound type, which and that's very important to understand and know. And then we will have another workshop in between. Then there's a beach scavenger hunt. And then that Saturday is our Gold Crown Confession dinner that we have. So, yeah, and then we wake up Sunday and we're back to the thing, and then there's also a paint night too as well. So there's a lot of things pulling. So there's a lot of things, but you will have a wonderful time.
I told you we're gonna end this Women's Month with a bang.
Yes. Going into the following month, what it is. So it is exciting. So before we close out, this is the question that I have that you have to fill it in the blank. Here it is. Complete the sentence.
Okay.
When a woman anchors into her power, she
stop asking for permission to live in her purpose and began walking boldly in her life that she created to lead on her own with God's blessing.
Wow. Kaboom. Boom.
Yes. Living in God's presence is, creating to lead that life, but living in God's presence is so important to me.
I'll tell you. That's it. That is it. Now, hey, that's it. And when you go something about the water, going near the water, it helps out as well. Absolutely. New refreshing, new vibes, new all of that. So,
but we going beneath those waters at this
yes,
retreat, though.
At this retreat, beneath it, going dig deep. So put on your scuba gear.
Yes,
get on your scuba diving. Because put it on. Look, Dr. Jennifer say, yes, Dr. Charlene. Whoop, there it is. There it is. So that is so true. That is it. Whoops, there it is. So again, everyone, I want to say thank you for tuning in tonight because look, we have a couple more. We got a couple more presenters who will be coming with us. Coming in to share their stories, share about what they're going to be doing. Again, Anchored in Her Power, March the 26th through the 29th. But just know that as soon as this one is over, we're booting Bud into something for the fall. This is where my passion is to have these escapes where people can go and align with. So the next one we're looking at to do, I haven't got straight with the dates, but it will be in November to Sedona.
Yes, and I can't wait.
So yes,
this is adding to my 4 times a year going away.
To Sedona.
Yeah.
To Sedona. So, audience, we are about to leave, but as I always leave the show, keep vibing, keep striving, and keep empowering, and keep leading. No one can lead you. Only you can tempt to lead. There you go. So until next week, I am your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond, and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed, and prosperous week. Until then, take care.